5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ahan magtada live being video me puno po Birkarnelzelzit Thiyam nataram nokchiri. And today in my first show, in my first live with beer show, I have a very interesting and a very motivating personality sitting next to me. It is none other than Mr. Romulus. It's happy to be with you here. And yeah, Romulus, I've seen your company. I've seen how it's growing up so fast now, and it's budding up fast. So can you just tell me something about Iron Apes before we go into it?
Well, Iron Apes, it's a fitness clothing brand. You know, I'm a very passionate person, and I really like working out and fitness and what it does for a person, right? Like, whatever you're sad, you're not happy, the day's just not going so well, just go to the gym.
Yeah.
Everything is just go to the gym. If anything's going on, go to the gym. The gym
is all about gym.
It's all about the gym, because it's like a solution. It's like when you're feeling in a bad mood, the chemistry, like this, endorphins that releases itself when you go to the gym. It's a happy feeling that you get, and you just feel relaxed, refreshed. It just relieves you from whatever's stressing you, and you can go on with your day.
Wow. That's really amazing. You have a long history behind. So may I know what motivated you to design that Iron Apes? And can I know what's I can see it right here. Can I know what's written here? Prime gains. What motivated you to design this way? And is there any personal story behind creating this one? So can I know it? If you don't mind sharing it.
Yeah, no, I don't mind, man. Honestly, I was looking to create my own something for myself, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I talked to my good friend Ryan. I'm like, yo, I need to come up with something. I need to come up with a legacy. I want to build something for myself, right? So I'm like, I was thinking something like gorilla, whatever, because I got big arms. So I'm just like, I kind of look like a gorilla. So I'm like,
no way.
I know it sounds funny, but I want to play with that, right? So I'm like, okay. And I talked to him, and then he's like, yo, why don't you call it Iron Apes?
Oh wow.
As soon as he said that, I'm like, yo, that's a sick name. I want that. Wow. So okay, I took the name, and I'm like, okay, first thing I need to do is build a logo. I just need something so people can see that, hey, I'm serious about this. So the first thing you gotta do, you gotta get,
get ass. Yes.
You gotta get your logo, something that just represents you. This might change at one point, but now I'm very happy with this logo. I just went online, like everybody else does. I tapped in logo maker, and then I found this website. It was called Taylor Brands, and I just went on there. And then I put in my information. They asked me a few things what is your brand about? What are you trying to do with it? So I'm trying to talk about the gym and so I just typed in all that stuff, and then bam. But bada boom, the computer just came up with this, and I have this one.
It is what it is now.
It is what it is now. So I'm like, all right, yo.
Well, to be honest, talking with you really inspires me a lot, because nowadays, you're just 24 years old. It surprised me so much. You're just 24 years old, and
start young.
Now, just 24 years back in my country, even here in Canada, even if it's a first world country, in 24 years old, everyone is busy with their colleges and universities and trying to get a job and just trying to get some job and some salary and just following somebody's footsteps, and everyone is just busy doing what their seniors or what their friends have done. And you're so much into entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is a world where you're gonna walk alone and you're gonna just you're gonna build your own empire. So what motivated you so much? You're just 24 years, and what motivated you so much? You must be having a lot of failures. You must be having a lot of bad times, you feel like giving up. What motivated you? What keep pushing up all the time? I just want to know that so much.
Yo, honestly, man, it's I don't know. It's just something that comes from within, right? I know that I was not made for anything mediocre. I was raised by kings and queens, and when I say that, I mean my parents were great people. They came here from Haiti, and they had 3 kids. I'm the baby. I'm the last one.
Yeah.
And my 2 older brothers, as hardworking as they are, a lot of the times my parents ended up looking at me for what's this kid gonna do? Because unfortunately, my other brothers, they kind of deviated from the path of school and stuff like this. So I was the only one. Like I went to culinary school about 5 years back or so, and I got my diploma in that. And I wanted to be a cook since I was a little kid. I wanted to be a cook. The reason I wanted to be a cook was the fact that, you know, when you eat something, if you're in a bad mood and you eat something good, it just changes your mood, right? Like somebody could be a bitter person, just like really angry or whatever, but once they take a bite of something and it's so good, they just start smiling. Yeah, it changes the way they feel. Like I remember there was this one time, I'm gonna call out my friend Jemai. I was having a bad day. This girl's a vegetarian. She cooked some chicken. And boy, I took one bite of this chicken. I was like, oh no. It changed my mood. I was such a sour mood. Took a piece of this chicken and I started smiling.
I love this.
Oh, you know? It was so good. And I'm like, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I love food. I'm a big guy. I love food.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Like, you can see.
Yeah. No, you're not that big, man. But yo, food is life, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I have a passion for it. I want to make this work. But then, you know, I was going through, even while I was actually in school, I'm not going to lie, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. But I'm like, you know what? Me, I'm the type of person, when I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it. So I got my diploma. I've been working in the kitchen for about 7 years. And then at one point, you know, I'll be honest, some bad stuff happened. Like I went to culinary school, right? So I was looking for like a fine dining restaurant where I could actually put the stuff that I learned in school to apply it into the real world. Sorry. And then some really bad stuff happened. I got mixed up with some bad people, you know, that took advantage of me, unfortunately. But, you know, that's life. These things happen. And I realized that I'm like, yo, you know what? This isn't for me. You know, like, honestly, like, I really have to take a step back and, like, really analyze my life, because I wasn't going anywhere with that. And the thing is about that is that a lot of people, they just find one, like, let's say, like, you're a kid, you pick one thing you want to do. Yeah. Like, I had tunnel vision. Like, when you figure out what you want to do, tunnel vision is very necessary. You need that. You need to just focus, like, zone in, like, this is what I see, like a horse. Yeah, this is what you see.
Deviate all the things extra.
Yeah, forget about all the extra stuff. You need to focus on what you want to achieve.
That is so true.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want to do right now. So instead of looking at the world like this, let me take those, you know, those things off and just see what's out there. So, you know, for a good about 2 years, I was looking around, you know, like talking to some people, trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, because I don't want to do cooking anymore. So I was a little lost. I need to figure out a new purpose, a new drive, something to give meaning to like my life or something, you know, or just
your existence.
Exactly, you know. So I'm like, okay, so let's look at some stuff. And I started talking to a friend of mine who's actually one of my close friends now. His name is Rylan. He was an accountant. He went to school for business. And I'm like, you know what? Wow, this just makes sense. Let me go to school for business. I don't exactly know what I want to do. Maybe I want to become an accountant. Maybe I want to get into finance. But just getting myself back into school to show them that, you know, I have the drive, because it looks good on a resume, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, like, oh, this guy went to school, now he's back into school. Like a few years later, he wants to change his life. He doesn't just want to be a cook, you know, and make it work. But yeah, no, man. Honestly, what motivates me the most is just knowing that I know I will succeed. I'm not meant to fail, man. Like it's in me. It's in my DNA to just to build, to inspire, to uplift, to just make something of myself. I'm not the kind of guy who just wants to sit at home and do nothing. I'm the kind of guy who every day I just want to go out, talk to some people, make some prime gains, you know, prime gains, yeah. You know, work hard on myself. And eventually my plan is to give back to the community. Like, my brand is to just show people that you have to be positive in life. Like, if you want something, you have to go get it. If you're like, oh, you're complaining, like, oh, you're making excuses for whatever, I'm going to come at you and I'll be like, okay, so what's your problem? Try not to be so rude. Yeah. But I'll be like, you know, what's ailing you? What's bothering you? You're like, oh, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, okay, so how are you going to do that? You always have to first of all, you always have to set the goal. Yeah. And then figure out the little steps. Everything's little baby steps towards your goal. You can't just take huge leaps towards your goals. There's no shortcuts in the game. There's no shortcuts in business. It's just clear. It's clear cut, but it's up to you how you're gonna get there, right? And obviously, I chose a just way of doing it. Like I'm gonna start slow, and eventually it's gonna pick up. And honestly, I'm pretty sure with this live with beer thing, it's gonna go far.